Hello, everybody. It's Dr. Matthew Johnson and
Cynthia Kreitzberg and Butters.
And Mr. Butters. Mr. Butters, oh, so cute. Okay, so we are here after our Saturday night night sit with everybody, and we're going to be sharing testimonial videos, or testimonies on the video. There we go. I'm still waking up. Anyway, you're going to hear from people who saw and experienced things. You're going to hear from some people who are going to say, I didn't see anything, and that's cool. So anyway, kick back, enjoy the testimonials, and we hope to see you here one day in the future. We will begin with...
I figured you would.
Hi!
I know you so well already. I knew it. And so I am going to tell a story of last night. It was amazing. It was absolutely the most rewarding evening of my life for a while. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way. As soon as we sat down, I felt a huge presence and so much love. It just encompassed the whole area. And I started seeing little sparkles in front of us to the left around 12 o'clock in the low bushes. And then we were gazing out into the forest. What does that mean? Look at the camera?
Yes. Look at camera. Yes, okay.
I'm not going to tell the whole evening because everybody has it. So the highlights,
Yes.
all of them. The whole night was a highlight. It was really hard to go to bed because there was just tremendous energy. Look at the camera.
If you can't do it, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah, just keep going for it.
I saw two beings. When Matt went down, I saw two beings. One was standing to the left of him and one was to the right of him. And I just did my hands wrong, but it'll work for you.
Right.
And they were, Matt's tall. I mean, he's like a Sasquatch himself. And they were big. But I only saw a translucence and a wavy, kind of like what you'd see on that movie with Schwarzenegger and out in the forest.
Predator.
Yeah, but not that energy, anywhere near that energy. Just absolutely, it was just coming towards us. I just felt like a whole army of love. It was tremendous.
Awesome.
We saw a lot of things. We heard a lot of things throughout the evening. It was hard to go to sleep. We got to our pallet, heard something at 9 o'clock. And it was definitely, it was not an owl. It was not a coyote. It was like owl, coyote, and Sasquatch. Or Xanue. Beautiful evening. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. It was like tremendous. I can't wait to come back.
Thank you.
Anyway, it's fine.
Thank you, Jem. Okay, since you're here right next door, we'll let you go, Ron.
All right. First thing, like Jem was saying, I was observing Dr. Matt down by the woodpile, and I became conscious and saw a large shape on his left side and about a 2 foot shorter being on the right side. But I saw them like a shadow. Mm-hmm. And I watched them, and then Matt finished and he started to walk away, and the tall one, who we've now identified as Zorth, walked, and I thought maybe that Dr. Matt was casting a shadow because it was walking along with him, and then it walked into the tree. There's two trees at the beginning, and it walked right into the tree and disappeared. And we saw a lot of flashes. We had some awesome flashing and sparkles, and we heard a lot of voices, calls out on the left side, and then later on, after everyone had gone to their pallets, the three of us were sitting there, and I don't know if Dr. Matt has ever heard that sound before, but it was a really strange whine. I can't even.
It was beautiful.
It was really a strange sound, but that was it for me.
Awesome. Thank you. Now, although we were going this way, we're going to come back this way. Hello, Donna.
Hello. Well, I was really proud because I got out of my little place that Matt put me in.
Oh, yeah, out of timeout. Yes.
Timeout.
You've been a good
Yeah,
girl.
I was a good girl. I got up and I walked over to this side of the wood pile where there's a whole bunch of weeds and everything. And all the time that I was talking, I saw this beautiful lavender looking light that was in the weeds, and it was just gorgeous, and felt very, very overwhelmed that someone was listening to me whenever I was talking. And then whenever I went to my cot, I guess it wasn't 2 minutes after my head hit the pillow, I was out. And I usually wake up 2 or 3 times a night, and I didn't. And the next thing I know, when I woke up, it was daylight.
Wow.
Cool.
So,
Slept like a baby.
yes, I did.
Hello, I've seen you somewhere before.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
I'm a little buried here, but
Yes, you are.
above and beyond anything anyone else has said, mostly I was aware of energy. I don't see the shape so much, but there was just a lot of, particularly to the left-hand side of the trail, I was seeing a lot of energy, a lot of waves of red light, and then the gossamer, it looks like a real thin sheet flew across in front of me. And then the flashes of light that the other people have talked about as well. So, and then when I hit my cot, that was it. I did not move all night and slept in this morning. So
Yes, you
that was
did.
Good.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, hi, Julie.
Hi. Okay, so last night was my first night of really getting to relax and enjoy interacting with the Xanue, with the forest people. And I had never been able to sit and just watch the woods at night. And that was my first experience, but I did see little flashes, twinkle lights, all down at the 12 o'clock area there. And I thought maybe I was seeing things. I thought, well, maybe it's my eyes they're not relaxed yet. So I closed my eyes, and I didn't see that when I closed my eyes. I think I would have. But it was really magical. Most of them were white, and every once in a while I would see a red one. And they were kind of in the periphery. When I tried to look straight at it, it wasn't there, but they were always in the periphery. And that was my experience last night. I went to bed, and I didn't have any activity that I perceived night before last. But last night, we did a night sit, and I saw the twinkle lights again. And then last night I also saw within the trees, there's little breaks in the trees where the sky is behind. I saw big figures move and block the light. And they were big. They were very tall. And I thought, that's cool. They're back there.
Yes.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
You know? And so I got tired about 11 o'clock. I'm like, you know what? I can't do it anymore. I just got to go to bed. So I wandered down the trail, and night before last, I decided to choose a spot that was way out, because I really wanted to get out there, and it was great night before last. But last night, I felt a little more, apprehensive, and I'm walking down this trail in the dark, and it's kind of spooky, and I'm thinking, well, you thought the other night you were some badass Bigfooter, you're gonna go out here all by yourself. This was a good idea. So anyway, I get down to my cot and I get in, and you know how you get in your sleeping bag and it's cold. It takes a little while for you to warm up. Well, I got in and I lay down. I was on my back, and I started to feel warmth in a circle from my legs up to my belly, and it felt like a very light weight was on me, and it was warm just in that spot, and it shouldn't have been. I should have been kind of cold all over like that is every night, and I felt this warmth, and I'm like, oh my goodness, that's them. And this is great, you know, okay, unexpected. I said, hello, thank you so much. This is great. I feel very comforted because I was a little bit, you know, kind of sketched out last night for some reason. And I heard tree snaps, little twig snaps. I heard the howling off to the left.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I saw any twinkle lights, but about 10 or 15 minutes in, I heard someone walking over to my left.
Mm.
And
Cool.
I'm like, oh. And it got real. It was like, this isn't just an imagine. This is real. And of course, my heart's pounding, and I'm like, calm down, it's okay. And I heard the footsteps come over and stop right about here. And I'm like, come out from under my sleeping bag. I'm like, hello, my name is Julie. Hi, glad you're here. Anyway, it was pretty cool. And I did have something bump my cot, but it wasn't a jolt. Like, it was very gentle. And it was really cool. And after that, I was out. And I don't know what happened to the figure here. I had a sense that it was about 4 feet tall. It wasn't terribly big.
So a younger one.
Probably. And then I didn't sense it anymore. I don't remember it leaving. It just kind of was, okay, that's it. And I went to sleep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Stuart Barger from Eastern Washington. We got here on Friday night and we started having our night sit, and all of a sudden we had like 3 strobes pop off and it lit up all the trees around us like a light blue whitish light. And then later on another strobe. Cindy mentioned a strobe and it popped again. So about 6 or 7 strobes. I counted.
Popping
6.
from above.
Yes, way up above. It was nothing we could see. We were looking around. Where did that come from? Couldn't find it.
Was it lightning?
No, it wasn't lightning. There was no. There might have been a light cloud in the sky, but it was just passing through. There's no lightning storms in the area. No thunder. There was light drizzle once in a while, so
Cool.
it's not a storm.
Mhm.
It's light from the Xanue, and it's amazing. So anyway, that first night sit, we got that, and then I went to my cot and I laid down. And I don't normally sit there and try to look around. I just lay down and go to sleep. Well, I thought, well, I'm going to try and stay up a little bit. So I looked around a little bit and waited, and nothing really happened. So I closed my eyes and I'm relaxing, and I could hear Cindy. She's on this side of me. And, you know, I can't really hear her. I heard her a little bit. She was breathing a little bit. And then all of a sudden over here, about 1.5 feet, 2 feet away from me, I hear, and it happened 3 times. And I went, whoa, that's cool. Gone. See ya. So I'm going to keep my mouth shut next time. But anyway, the second night sit, I'm starting to kind of see the twinklings in the grass. I'm not quite sure yet, and I'm starting to see a little bit of eye glow, I think, because Matt had one right past his foot, and I was sitting there looking, and I swear I started seeing a little orange in some eyes. But it almost seemed like it started going up on me. I don't know if my eyes were weirding out on me or not, but
They do that.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool seeing that. So I'm hoping that I'll get more in the future. But anyway, last night after that, I went down to my cot and I just slept great. I didn't have anything that I know of happen other than Cindy kept saying, "Do you hear that frog?" I hear nothing. I got dead silence. I can hear a frog. You didn't hear that? No, I didn't hear a frog. So she got a frog, but I didn't. And then there was one other thing. Cindy Johnson and I went down to the 3 o'clock and we went way in there deep.
Last night.
Yes, last night. And we were just sitting there just trying to get an interaction because the kids usually hang out over there quite a bit. And we were getting nothing, and everybody that came over really got nothing. But twice this happened to me. I was sitting there in the dark and it was so black that I was like, oh, I better open my eyes. I'm falling asleep. And I just sat there. I was like, well, my eyes are open. And that happened to me twice. That was a really, really weird sensation. But anyway, after that, that was it. I went to sleep and I woke up. I feel great today. I'm ready to go for one more.
Awesome. Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome.
Hello, Cindy.
Hello, I'm Cindy. I belong to him. And we've been here since Friday. Last night I did not have
a whole lot of anything happen. I did hear a frog when I went to bed. I did hear the howl early on when we were up at the night set. I did see the flash of light that we accused Cindy of and Stuart of having a flashlight. They had a flashlight pointed the opposite direction towards the ground, so it was not their streak of light that went through the trees.
Interesting.
Friday night, we did have the strobes. We had about 6 total, and at least 2 of those, I had said, those first 3 strobes were very cool. Could you do it again? And they did.
Right after you said that.
Right after I requested it.
Yeah.
And then there was the tree to the right on Friday that looked like a light kept kind of going up and down the tree. And then when we went to bed, I climbed in and I was out cold till 7 o'clock in the morning, and I never sleep in. So, but last night was a little bit not as restful as sleep, but I didn't have as much, I didn't see as much lights or anything either. So,
Okay.
have been feeding the slugs though. I have
Yeah.
a bagel.
That's very kind of you, Cynthia. Hello.
Hello, I'm Patty from Woodby Island. I'm here with my sweetie Paul. And didn't have a whole lot of activity last night. Saw the streak of the light in the trees and whatnot. But the best thing so far that's happened is had a nice conversation with Steve Bachman, and through the conversation, realized that I've been being visited, and having a lot more contact than I thought at my home. And so that's way cool.
Good. Hello, Paul.
Hello, Dr. J. And I'm Patty's other half. Main impression that I'm getting from this weekend is the enjoyment and the pleasure of being with people who have open minds and who are loving and who are interested in one another and in what's going on. I didn't see very much activity myself, other than 2 little feline characters that make my life interesting once in a while that live here. But I'm just grateful for the experience to come and be again with people with open minds.
Okay. Thank you. Zena.
Hi.
Hi.
Last night we heard some howling at the 9 o'clock position, and then one tree pop at I think the 3 o'clock position. And then I was here Friday night, and there were the strobe lights. I saw those too, probably about 5 or 6. I lost count.
Were those awesome or what?
Those were really cool.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Thank you. Cheryl.
Hello,
Hi.
I'm Cheryl from Longview, Washington. This is my 3rd time here, and unfortunately I was not here for the Friday night sit with all the strobes and popping. That would have been awesome to see, but love to hear all the testimonials of it. I got here on Saturday, and last night was a little subtle for me. The first 2 times I was here, a lot more activity, so this was a little less, but still incredible. Sat down, and you could start seeing a little bit of lights and orbs in the vegetation. 12 o'clock, a little bit on the 3 o'clock to the 9 o'clock position, all right in front of us. So you could tell that there were many of them right in front of us. Had a chance to walk down at the woodpile and say hello to Zorth, finally face to face, and Cantu and whoever else was standing there, and had a little talk, and I enjoyed that. And had a chance to escort Donna over where she wanted to have her say, so she was comfortable. And it was just nice to be around the folks and help her if she needed some help to walk. I know it's kind of steep out here when it's dark. Just had a great time. Everyone is so nice here and wonderful. Very relaxing, loving atmosphere. I did hear about 9 o'clock, as everyone's saying, the howls. I'm still learning the difference between the owls, the Xanue, and the coyotes, and what the differences are and what to hear. But still, the sounds last night were pretty amazing. I was hoping, because I was a little bit farther out in the woods last night, I was hoping to get a little bit more one-on-one interaction in the woods. But as soon as I got to my cot, I was out. And I don't think anything happened because I was just so tired, and I woke up and I looked around and everything was where it was supposed to be. I didn't hear anything where I was, so maybe tonight will be a little different. We'll see.
Okay. Thank you. Yo, Tony, how you doing?
Hi, excellent. Yeah, it's fantastic to be here and meet lots of interesting people and conversations and connections. Yeah, last night I was seeing the sparkling red, yellow, and white little lights above the vegetation in front of the woodpile. And occasionally a kind of shape or movement of a shape behind that, to the right of the woodpile. Then when I was in the front row next to Cynthia, and then when Dr. J said there's little ones right in front of you all there, I put my hands out like this, and I would feel an energy tingling and energy. There was energy there as electrical, and then my thumbnails would start glowing and a streak come down the edge of my thumb like that. And wow, that's cool.
Yeah, that is cool. Awesome.
And then, yeah, I saw the flash from above several times that people call the strobe. And that was the same thing we saw Friday night. We saw that as well. And last year, July, I was here and I saw that same exact thing, but I saw the source of it above the tree because I had been watching satellites and planes go by, and then I saw a bright, maybe golf ball size at the top of the tree, as if someone turned on a really bright flashlight twice, two fast beams down. And Stuart Hill was next to me, and he saw, did you see that? And we both saw the same thing. And then in my cot last night, I was, early morning, before it was light, I heard coyotes, several, or maybe the same one several times, and I heard the same or similar howl that Dr. J had on his recording, but not quite as low-pitched and loud. It was coming from a different direction. And then I'll have to confess that I pop my knuckles sometimes, and then someone said, I heard a tree pop at the 3 o'clock position. I forgot to confess. Oh, I cracked my knuckles.
You're nothing but a hoaxer. Hoaxer right there, hoaxer.
But
Okay.
yeah, not much at my cot while sleeping, or except for what I just mentioned, that howl.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. Brian.
Well, unfortunately, I didn't see anything, so hopefully I'll be able to see something tonight.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Next.
Hi, I'm Serena. When Dr. J mentioned that Zorth was in the vegetation area close to us, I did see a red eye glow. And then that was, I saw the light at the 3 o'clock position that went across the vegetation. I saw that. And I heard the howls that everybody heard, and then everybody went to sleep except me. And it was quiet, but I heard either Xanue or the coyotes in every direction, many times. And I also heard another animal, it sounded like it was down there, that I had never heard before. I'll do an imitation, okay? Like that.
Yeah, interesting.
Never heard that in the middle of the night.
Nope.
Never did. And otherwise, I had a quiet night. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Cynthia. Thank you, Dr. J.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi, I'm Ruth Mary Namora from Warren, Washington. My experience actually started when I went to lay down to take a nap. And I put my blinders on, and all of a sudden I could see everything. I could see the forest. And I saw Xanue in the distance, and I knew he saw me, and I was looking at him, and he was looking at me, and then he was morphing in and out, it seemed. And then there was others that came, and there was a lot of experience with the forest. I could see the forest. It was beautiful and very clear. And then there was other beings in the front that seemed to pop out, and a vortex of red that shone. and interesting different beings I saw in the front. And I wasn't sure whether they were negative beings, but I didn't want to give it any kind of energy in that direction. So then it was called for us to come in. So then I came in. And so that ended. So I didn't really nap. So when I came in here, I started seeing things on Steve Bachman. Basically, it was a female essence that I saw, and I could see her face. And then another one, but mostly I could see her, Shanka, he had said, and then beams of light coming from him straight up and then across. I had also seen that when I was lying down in my napping, I had seen a cross, and I'd seen one of these pointing to me, one of these things, whatever they are.
The Y? Like a Y?
Like a Y, yes, yeah. But then I had an interaction with Steve Bachman, and he gave me answers, and Shanka did answer my questions. And she did confirm that I did see her.
Cool.
So, and last night, I saw things around me, a lot of energy around in front of me, and lights on the bushes. Then I walked down to the forest. It was dark, very dark, but I felt a reverence. I didn't really see. I heard a few things, but they were listening to me. I was singing, I was dancing, I was talking to them. I sat down on the ground for a while, and I felt something, but I didn't actually see anything. I heard some things, but I felt this reverence, and that was my experience when I came back. It was a beautiful experience.
Thank you. Hey, Steve.
Well, sorry to pass out on you early last night. I'm known for that. You know, you guys, it was June 26, 2016, the time of the Exodus. And Mike and Matt are looking everywhere, and I come up there for this great thing to happen. And I was between 10 and 11. These guys are just getting started and ready to go. And I'm going, guys, I gotta go to bed. But no, I don't know. It hadn't quite gotten dark, and I went out just for fresh air. And I thought, oh, I'll just go lay down and just catch a little cat nap, and then I'll be ready to sit up with you guys. Well, I fell asleep, and the rest was history. Although, before I fell asleep, and when I woke up at 12:26, I had multiple orbs in my sleeping bag, in my mattress, my pillow, my back, just all around me, pushing and prodding and just letting me know they're there. It's a pretty normal thing for me, so I don't get too excited about it. I'm able to just turn around and go to sleep, and so I did have activity here last night. Even though it was, I wished I could have been out there and saw some orbs and heard footsteps and things like that, but I conked out on you, so maybe next time. But anyhow, that's what happened last night.
Thank you, Steve.
Dr. Matt?
Yes.
I thought someone would mention it. I remembered as we were going along. Remember when we saw in the 2 trees, at the bottom of the 2 trees?
Yeah, the energy.
The glow
going up.
energy
Yep.
that was coming up, and it kept pulsating. It was like it would come, it would pulsate, it would go. It was quite, it was very there. I don't understand it very much. I just know the energy was coming from the ground up.
Yes.
Also, I wanted to mention that after everybody went to sleep, maybe other folks heard it too. I don't know if I was hearing gunfire or if I was hearing fireworks.
Probably fireworks.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then one other thing I wanted to say, Steve. Once you got up and you came back, and it was probably, I don't know, really late, maybe 2 or 3, and you got in, and it sounded like you were having a conversation.
Really?
Yes. And this went on for a little bit, and then you went back into your snore mode.
Kind of like beast mode, but snore mode. I like
Can
that.
I snore?
Yes.
Doc, I gotta tell you.
Because I don't
No, 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 no. We're not going there. No, no, no.
Okay.
No, no, no.
It was a symphony. You would answer him, and he would answer you. And
This woman's throwing everybody under the bus. Everybody.
I
Okay.
stayed up all night.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Ron.
Someone made a testimonial there, and it triggered in my mind the memory of what happened. When I was focusing down at the woodpile, and I was just staring and staring and staring, then everything just went black. And then I saw this shape in front of me, and I was trying to make it out, and then I could see it, and it was like a spine going down. And I thought, wow, that's interesting, a spine. Because I had 2-pinch discs in my back years ago, and every now and then it'll flare up. But, so I thought, okay, I didn't pay any more attention to that. But when I went to bed, I was tossing and turning at first, couldn't get comfortable. I was getting a pain at the lower back, and I was like trying to find. So I rolled on one side, and I was lying there, and I heard footsteps come around my cot. But as it came around, I went bloop. And the next thing I know, I opened my eyes, and it's daylight.
Wow.
And I went, oh man, I'm late. I gotta get up there and make coffee.
That's a cool story. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna wrap things up. What did I experience? Who cares? But I'm gonna tell you anyway. Okay, so Friday night, strobe lights from above. We've had those here before. Cynthia and I, doing a night sit on our own without anybody here, had strobes going off probably about 10 times as bright right over our heads. No light source, no clouds in the sky, no lightning. It was pretty cool. So Friday night we had strobe lights, we had stuff going on, but the strobe lights were awesome. It's cool when everybody sees it and everybody goes, whoa! Okay, so that was awesome. Last night, one strobe light, what I saw, but the cool thing was, there was almost like a ball of light that went from the left side to the right side up in the trees, probably about 30 feet up in the ground, and everybody saw that and got excited. And then I walked over to Stuart and Cindy. You guys have a flashlight on? Yeah, well, I could barely see them. Now that I think about this, back in the distance, I could barely see them and barely see that flashlight. But I automatically concluded it was them that did that. But there was no way it could have been them, because later on found out that they were pointing the flashlight toward the road, which was in the opposite direction. And then with all the foliage of the leaves and everything between them and the trees that we were looking at, there's no way the light could have shined through all those leaves to do what that did. It was incredible. I went down to start the evening last night at the woodpile, and right away I saw Zorth to my left, all 10, 11 feet of them, Con 2 to my right, about 9 foot of them, which is interesting because that fits what other people claim to have seen standing to my left and my right, was taller and tall, but not as tall. And so when you come out here and you get to experience this stuff, which is just mind-blowing, but also it's just, there's a whole lot of peace, there's a whole lot of energy, it's positive energy, there's a whole lot of love. It's incredible. So good group of people. It was a good night. We're going to have a relaxing day today. Then we're going to go out for another night sit tonight. And again, Cynthia and I hope to see you guys at our place. If not this August, sometime next summer. We'll be doing June, July, August every summer. So if not this summer,